So the Fair Credit Reporting Act is a federal statute. Federal in that it applies to all 50 states. And I know that there's a lot of conversations about states trying to secede from the union now, but I wouldn't worry about that too much. Or if you have a conversation with me in private, maybe I'll share my real thoughts about this. But and I don't have my water bottle, but I could tell you guys. So it's a federal law that regulates the collection, dissemination, and use of credit reports. Now, some states have stronger protections beyond what the FCRA covers. And those states that have stronger protections, you can couple these causes of action together. So if you are in Florida and they have strong consumer protection statutes, California, they have a Rosenthal Act. New Jersey has a New Jersey FCRA, but that only applies to the credit reporting agencies and not the furnishers. And actually, the Rosenthal also applies to creditors, original creditors, but not to the credit reporting agencies. But for purposes of our conversation, while we're talking about the FCRA, you have to remember that the FCRA is the baseline of what the law requires. Okay, so this is the law of all 50 states. This is the law of the land. And while interpretation of certain subsections may vary from state to state based on their district courts and whether there's been any rulings, when there's a Supreme Court case on the FCRA, it applies to everyone. It applies to all 50 states. And we've seen this recently pop up in the last few years in the Ramirez and standing issues. And there's lots of challenges that go along with standing and how do you get into federal court altogether with Article 3 of the Constitution, that there must be a concrete and particularized harm that gives rise to standing in federal court. But the FCRA is a federal law that regulates the collection, dissemination, and use of consumer credit information. So they cover what you can collect and what you cannot collect. Okay, so I mean, you cannot collect religious affiliation or political affiliation or race, but you can collect name, address, social security, where they've lived, their accounts, if the public records about them, etc. Dissemination, who they give this information to, how they publish this information, how they present you into the world. Because remember, to the credit reporting agencies, you are not the user, you are not their customer. Okay, you are actually the product that they are selling. It's your information, it's the consumer's information that is being sold to customers who are banks and lending institutions and background check companies and your employer or if you're trying to get a car or whatever purpose you're using it for, and be uh, used to determine whether or not you get a job? Yes. Can it be used to determine whether or not uh, you are uh, getting into college? No. Okay. So the use of consumer credit information is also governed by the FCRA. And the importance here, and today we'll probably go a little over because I'm talking about this a bit more than I thought I would, but um, it's good to always get a refresher here. And the importance of the FCRA is that it ensures accuracy and privacy of consumer credit information. Okay, and accuracy is a very loaded term. Um, the term accurately under case law means that it is patently inaccurate, meaning that it's inaccurate on its face, objectively inaccurate, patently inaccurate, or that it is, or the reporting creates a misleading impression so as to make it inaccurate. So something could be technically accurate, but it provides a misleading impression to the user about what happened here, and that could um, make it inaccurate. Um, and there's some examples of that, and I have that in the deeper slides that are in the other slide deck that we were talking about FCRA 101, because we've already done FCRA 101 actually twice now, I think, or almost twice. But so it provides consumers with the right to access their reports. So the credit reporting agencies recently agreed to make the COVID era ACR once a week for free, permanent. So now consumers can pull their credit reports every week from annualcreditreport.com for free. And so this the FCRA provides consumers with the right to access their reports, and to correct their credit reports and to correct their credit reports. Uh, Sorry, I just had an idea for the group and I decided to write it down, and I'll share it with you guys over time. So, and so the FCRA gives the consumers the right to access the report, and to correct their credit reports. This is the dispute process that you guys are all familiar with. And then it holds credit reporting agencies accountable for errors. So if you pull your report, you access your report, you find inaccuracies, and you dispute it in order to try to correct your report, and they don't fix it, then the FCRA provides for the means to hold the credit reporting agencies accountable for errors that, and especially those that they fail or refuse to correct.